mean, nice. What happens to your mouth when you smile? One side curls up higher than the other. Seriously, Marcus, what do you do?
I'm a gangster rapper.
You never said you wanted this.
I spent a week rearranging my life and moving you in. Does that not say I want to do this?
Are we fighting right now?
You look around, and there's plenty of angry women, and nobody's listening, but people will listen to you.
Thanks. I'm sure he'll appreciate it.
Okay.
Every time I've walked out of here for as long as I can remember, I've been trying to figure out, what am I doing? What am I doing?
The age that I am now is how old my grandmother was when I was born. So my mother was 15 and my grandmother was like 46.
What would make someone walk away from a full scholarship to Yale University to pursue a dream that seemed impossible? A girl from the Bronx who defied every odd, shared the screen with Beyonce in her first acting gig, got singing lessons from Queen Bee herself, and built an empire that stretches far beyond Hollywood.
Survivor, I think she was shooting a Survivor video while she was doing the movie. And I just remember her being just like the hardest worker. She never complained. I mean, I was complaining about everything. She never complained, she flew, she was still like, she's just a lovely person.
This woman didn't just break barriers, she shattered them, then built something entirely new from the pieces.
Must have been around when I moved in here, just like 7 years ago.
Oh, and you won't believe how gorgeous she's remained over the years. This woman just does not age at all. Just see for yourself. This is Joy Bryant's story, and trust me, you haven't heard anything like it. Born on October 18, 1974 in a modest home in the Bronx, New York, Joy didn't have a typical childhood. Raised by her grandmother on welfare after her 15-year-old mother became pregnant following being essayed by an older man, Joy's early years were defined by struggle and resilience. Her mother gave birth to her not in love, but in shame, hiding the pregnancy for 6 months before her grandmother discovered the truth.
The age that I am now is how old my grandmother was when I was born. So my mother was 15 and my grandmother was like 46.
But Joy's grandmother saw something special in this little girl. She emphasized education above everything else, and Joy absorbed that lesson completely. While other kids played outside, Joy stayed in, reading encyclopedias cover to cover and watching educational television. On The Talk, Joy revealed exactly what kind of kid she was growing up.
So I had like a set, I had like the adult set, and then I had like the children's set, and I just read them all cover to cover.
Joy's brilliance caught the attention of A Better Chance, an inner-city outreach program designed to identify and nurture minority talent. The program opened doors that seemed impossible for a poor girl from the Bronx, leading her to the elite Westminster School, a boarding school in Connecticut where she excelled academically. Her hard work paid off in the biggest way possible when she received a full academic scholarship to Yale University. Let that sink in for a moment. A full ride to one of the most prestigious universities in the world. Most people would kill for that opportunity. Joy Bryant walked away from it.
Yeah, I did 2 years at Yale and then I dropped out to model. So acting was never anything that like...
On Nick Cannon's radio show, Joy opened up about her time at Yale and what actually happened while she was there. While enrolled as a full-time student at Yale, a modeling scout from Next Models Management spotted Joy. Her slender yet classic beauty was undeniable, and soon she found herself jetting off to Paris to pursue modeling. The girl who spent her childhood buried in encyclopedias was now walking runways and appearing in high fashion campaigns.
So when it came out, some months later, it's like a picture of me like kind of leaping in the air, like kicking my heels, and it says Joy, age 19.
Joy landed exclusive contracts with some of the biggest names in fashion. Tommy Hilfiger, Ralph Lauren, Victoria's Secret, Gap, Rocawear.
At a Tommy Hilfiger like show, and I think it's like me and Tretch are kind of like.
That's the homie. Shout out to Tretch.
That's a Tretch.
Yeah,
like
that was so fly.
That was so fly. That was really cute. That was really cute back in the day. So I did a lot of like catalog work and stuff, which is where a lot of the money.
Her face was everywhere, gracing magazines and billboards across the world. But Joy wasn't content just being a pretty face. There was something deeper calling to her. In 2001, Joy made her acting debut in Robert Townsend's Carmen, a Hip Opera, an MTV production that reimagined Bizet's classic opera in a contemporary setting. And who was her co-star? A young woman who would go on to become one of the biggest entertainers on the planet, Beyonce Knowles.
You ready? Yeah. What?
This was both their first acting jobs, and Joy has vivid memories of that experience. On The Talk, she reflected on what it was like working alongside Beyonce back in 2001.
Individually and together, and I mean, one, she was then and still is now like hardest worker, so sweet, so cool. I mean, she still is the hardest working woman in show business. So it was great to experience that with her.
But the most memorable part of that shoot? When Joy thought she could actually sing alongside Beyonce. On the talk show, she got brutally honest about what happened when she stepped into that recording booth.
That's not what I did. I thought that I could hold a tune, so I was like, oh yeah, I got this. I was like, ah! And then she was like, no, you don't got this.
The experience was humbling but formative. Beyonce was already showing the work ethic and dedication that would define her career, and Joy was there to witness it firsthand. But it was Joy's next role that would truly launch her acting career into the stratosphere. In 2002, Denzel Washington chose Joy for his directorial debut, Antoine Fisher.
You're not the only person that's seen her shrink before.
Are you seen that?
No. I told you my dad's a Vietnam vet. He has.
Playing Cheryl, the supportive girlfriend of the title character portrayed by Derek Luke, Joy proved she could hold her own in a deeply emotional, critically acclaimed film. Denzel Washington saw something in her that others might have missed, and his faith in her talent paid off. The doors flew open after that. In 2003, Joy co-starred with Jessica Alba in Honey, a dance film that grossed over $65 million at the box office worldwide.
Cold and buried. I got to work special for this, so get up. Come on. Get up. We got to get ready for Atlantic City.
That same year, she appeared in Mario Van Peebles' Badass, a film about his father's groundbreaking work in cinema. Joy wasn't just taking any role that came her way. She was being selective, choosing projects that challenged her and allowed her to grow as an actress. In 2004, Joy appeared in Spider-Man 2 as Woman at Web, a small but memorable role in one of the biggest superhero franchises of all time.
It's a web. Go fight it, go!
But it was 2005 that truly cemented Joy's status as a serious actress. That year, she starred in 3 high-profile films: The Skeleton Key, a psychological horror film with Kate Hudson, London, where she played the sassy Mallory alongside Chris Evans, and Get Rich or Die Tryin', the semi-autobiographical film about rapper 50 Cent.
So what do you call yourself?
Young Caesar.
Still?
Yeah.
Her performance as Charlene in Get Rich or Die Tryin' was particularly striking. Playing 50 Cent's childhood sweetheart, Joy brought depth and authenticity to a role that could have easily been one-dimensional.
Well, you're very charming, and you're very, very hard worker, and you actually need to take a vacation.
Critics took notice, and so did audiences. This role would plant the seeds for a reunion that would come 15 years later.
I mean, both of us grow and blossom as actors, and then for him to just be killing the game as a producer, creating like amazing content and things that are that's moving culture in the way that it is really great. So to be working with him in this capacity is just...
In 2006, Joy appeared in Bobby, Emilio Estevez's ensemble drama about the assassination of Robert F. Kennedy. The film featured an all-star cast, including Anthony Hopkins, Demi Moore, and Sharon Stone, and it earned critical acclaim and numerous award nominations. Joy played Patricia in the film, and her performance was subtle yet powerful. After Bobby, Joy could have continued chasing big-screen roles and blockbuster paychecks. Instead, she made a decision that surprised many in the industry. In 2010, she accepted a role in a new NBC family drama called Parenthood.
I love you. I've always loved you. I never stopped loving you. And I don't want to live with anybody else.
For 6 seasons, from 2010 to 2015, Joy portrayed Jasmine Tressel, one of the central characters in this critically acclaimed series. Parenthood wasn't a flashy show. It didn't have explosions or car chases. What it had was heart, genuine emotion, and some of the most authentic family dynamics ever portrayed on television. Joy's performance as Jasmine earned her recognition from fans and critics alike, and Buddy TV ranked her number 19 on their list of TV's 100 Sexiest Men of 2011.
We were on Parenthood together for 6 years, and we virtually did this every single day in our trailer, right?
But Joy wasn't just acting during this period. In 2012, she launched her own web series called Across the Board with Joy Bryant. This wasn't your typical interview show. Joy and her celebrity guests would engage in activities like go-karting, rock climbing, and pottery, while having deep conversations. It was action-packed entertainment mixed with substantive dialogue, and it showcased Joy's versatility and business acumen.
Look where you came from and look where you are.
I made art.
After code.
You guys excited?
Then, in 2014, Joy appeared in About Last Night, a romantic comedy remake starring Kevin Hart, Regina Hall, and Michael Ealy.
It's to work, and I feel like he's giving up, which only makes me work harder, and then I become the
The film was a box office success, grossing $50 million, and Joy's performance as Debbie Sullivan was both funny and grounded. After Parenthood ended in 2015, Joy continued to work steadily. She had a recurring role on Fox's Rosewood in 2015, appeared in guest roles on HBO's Girls in 2017, and joined the cast of HBO's Ballers in 2018, where she played a successful public defender and mother of a rising football star. In 2019, she portrayed Laurie Foster on Netflix's teen drama Trinkets. But Joy's biggest return to television came in 2020 when she reunited with 50 Cent for the ABC drama series For Life. Executive produced by Curtis 50 Cent Jackson, the show was inspired by the true story of Isaac Wright Jr., a wrongfully convicted man who became a lawyer while in prison and fought to overturn his own life sentence. Joy played Marie Wallace, the estranged wife of the main character Aaron Wallace, portrayed by Nicholas Pinnock. It was a role that hit close to home for Joy in ways she didn't initially expect.
You were always there, always in the room with us. It's how we started, and we were never gonna get past that.
We just should have known that.
On Nick Cannon's show, Joy opened up about why this role resonated with her so deeply, revealing personal connections to the criminal justice system that most people didn't know about.
So I didn't have to go very far to
find the inspiration.
Yeah. So it just kind of, when I read it, it just all clicked. I'm just like, I just need to get this job.
The role also allowed Joy to work through some complicated feelings about her relationship with her mother. While Marie's relationship with her daughter on the show was nurturing and supportive, Joy's real-life relationship with her mother had been difficult. She spent years in therapy trying to understand the dynamics between her grandmother, her mother, and herself, and playing Marie became a form of catharsis. Nick asked Joy about the show and what made it so compelling to audiences during such a critical time in America's conversation about criminal justice.
And I mean, issues of criminal justice and reform and inequality have always been out there. I think, and there's always been activists and people who are fighting at the front lines for decades.
For Life was renewed for a second season, which premiered in November 2020, but ABC canceled the series in May 2021 after 2 seasons. Still, Joy's performance was widely praised, and the show tackled important issues about criminal justice reform and mass incarceration. But television wasn't Joy's only focus during this period. In June 2014, she and her husband, Dave Pope, launched Basic Terrain, a clothing line inspired by their love of travel and adventure.
Yeah, well, we have a clothing line together.
Wow.
And yeah, one day he walked into the house and he's like, you know what, babe? I think I'm gonna get back into sewing.
The brand ranges from casual sportswear to performance outerwear, and 10% of the company's proceeds are donated to environmental organizations like Earth Justice. Basic Terrain's pop-up store opened in July 2015 at Satine, a clothing boutique in Los Angeles, and by September 2016, the line became available at Selfridges, the luxury department store in the United Kingdom. Joy and Dave were building something together, combining their creative visions and shared values into a brand that reflected who they were as a couple. And what a couple they are! Joy met stuntman Dave Pope on the set of Welcome Home Roscoe Jenkins in 2006. By October 2007, they were engaged, and on June 28, 2008, they married in an intimate ceremony in the Hamptons. Joy's friend Emil Wilbekin walked her down the aisle instead of her father, a poignant reminder of her complicated family history. Dave Pope isn't your typical Hollywood spouse. Standing 6 feet 5 inches tall, this professional stuntman has worked on high-profile films like The Bourne Ultimatum, The Next 3 Days, and Prince of Persia: The Sands of Time. But what makes Dave truly unique is his passion for sewing, a skill he learned from his mother and grandmother. This man does his own stunts and his own hemming. On Nick Cannon's show, Joy talked about what makes her husband so special and how he's basically a real-life MacGyver.
Some real acting going on.
I'm acting.
You real acting for real. So, I mean,
Joy and Dave's marriage has faced its share of challenges. Just 2 days after their wedding, Dave flew to Morocco to shoot a movie, while Joy headed to Vancouver for a 3-month film project. They've spent much of their 17-year marriage working in different cities, but Joy says that's actually helped their relationship. Some couples spend every day together and end up divorcing, so a little time apart hasn't hurt them at all. The couple has been open about their decision not to have children. In a 2016 essay for Lenny Letter titled "Stop Telling Me I Should Have Kids," Joy addressed the constant pressure she felt from others about her reproductive choices. She wrote that while Dave would like to have children, he respects her enough to accept her decision. Joy made it clear, what she does with her womb is her business and her husband's, and nobody else's. Joy has also been vocal about other personal matters. In November 2017, at the height of the Me Too movement, she wrote an essay for Refinery 29 titled "Her Too: My Mother and the Legacy of Abuse," in which she revealed for the first time that she was conceived after her 15-year-old mother was SA'd by an older man. It was a brave and vulnerable piece of writing that helped others understand the complexity of her family's story and the resilience she inherited from both her mother and grandmother. Beyond acting and business, Joy has dedicated herself to philanthropic work. She's an ambassador for Oxfam's Sisters on the Planet, an organization that helps women fight hunger, poverty, and climate change. In 2011, she designed a handbag for Batkir called the Batkir Joy Satchel, with 50% of the proceeds going to Oxfam. She's also written extensively for publications like Lenny Letter and Refinery 29, sharing essays about her childhood, body image issues, and family dynamics. In 2016, The Cut announced that Joy was working on a book proposal for a collection of essays. While the book hasn't been published yet, Joy's voice as a writer is powerful and necessary.
I also write, and there'll be more of those things out in the world.
In 2021, Joy and producer Samantha Taylor Pickett launched a production company called Hot Sauce, signing a 3-year deal with Sony Pictures. The company gives Joy more control over the stories she wants to tell and the projects she wants to develop.
For me, I would have a production company, and we're trying to put some stuff out into the world currently.
It's another example of Joy refusing to be pigeonholed or limited by Hollywood's expectations. Then, in 2024, Joy returned to television in a big way with the Spiderwick Chronicles, a fantasy adventure series that premiered on the Roku channel on April 19, 2024. Based on the wildly popular book series by Tony DiTerlizzi and Holly Black, the show follows the Grace family as they move to their ancestral home and discover a hidden world of magical creatures. Joy plays Helen Grace, the mother of the 3 Grace siblings who find themselves caught up in a fantastical adventure involving fairies, ogres, and ancient magic. Starring alongside Christian Slater, who plays the villainous Mulgarath, Joy brings warmth and groundedness to a show filled with special effects and supernatural elements. The show made history by becoming the most-watched title in the Roku channel's history during its opening weekend, with millions tuning in to watch. While critical reception was mixed, with some praising the visuals and performances, while others criticized the pacing and writing, Joy's performance as Helen was universally praised.
Once we clean this house up, this will be great. And I know we can all use a fresh start. Welcome to Spiderwick.
On The Talk, Joy discussed working on the Spiderwick Chronicles and revealed what drew her to the fantasy genre.
This hidden world of magic and good versus evil and fairies and ogres and all kinds of crazy stuff. And I play the mother.
But working on the Spiderwick Chronicles in Vancouver led Joy to discover something completely unexpected about herself. While filming in Canada, Joy stumbled upon a dance class that would change everything.
You know, like I get in my head a lot and get real upset. I needed something to kind of just like connect with my body and just get out of my head. And I'm like, you know what? I always wanted to pole dance.
And yes, Joy really did install a pole in her house. Her husband, Dave, being the handy MacGyver type that he is, made sure it was properly anchored so there wouldn't be any accidents. Throughout her career, Joy has maintained a level of intelligence and thoughtfulness that sets her apart from many in Hollywood. On Nick Cannon's show, she opened up about the values her grandmother instilled in her that have guided every decision she's made.
Best piece of advice, my grandmother, just because you're a poor black girl from the Bronx doesn't mean you can't go out and dream and achieve anything you want.
Those principles have clearly served Joy well. From the Bronx to Yale to Paris runways to Hollywood sets, she's never forgotten where she came from or who she is. On Nick's show, Joy was asked what makes a good role for her, and her answer reveals everything about her approach to her craft.
Someone else may not respond to it or whatever, but I just go off of what I read and what I feel. Money's always nice.
Joy's favorite curse word also came up during that rapid-fire question segment, and her answer was both relatable and hilarious.
Because there's like so many, it's like
yeah. That's the Bronx. 100%.
When asked about one album she could listen to for the rest of her life, Joy's answer showed her sophisticated taste.
Kinda Blue by Miles Davis.
Ooh.
And her guilty pleasure? Reality TV. Joy admitted she's a huge fan of Real Housewives of Atlanta, and even watches 90 Day Fiancé. But when it came to defining her legacy, Joy didn't hesitate. Nick asked her what word would describe Joy Bryant when it's all said and done.
People will tell you can't do something and all day long, but you have to believe in yourself. You have to believe that you can achieve, or else nothing gets done.
As of 2025, Joy Bryant's net worth is estimated at approximately $2 million, a testament to her diverse career spanning modeling, acting, business ventures, and production. But for Joy, it's never been just about the money. It's been about believing in herself when the world said she couldn't make it. It's been about choosing roles that matter and projects that resonate. It's been about building a marriage on mutual respect and shared values. It's been about using her platform to advocate for causes she cares about and telling stories that need to be told. Joy Bryant proved that a poor girl from the Bronx could walk away from Yale, conquer the fashion world, become a respected actress, launch successful businesses, and do it all on her own terms. She showed that you don't need to follow the traditional path to success. You just need to believe in yourself. And that belief, that's what changes everything.